You do the theme song?
Yeah,
Do we have a theme song?
not yet.
Okay. Yeah, the cold open. What if you had a salesperson who never slept, a customer service rep who spoke 10 languages, and a marketer who could write 1,000 emails at once? You can. They're called AI agents. Bum, bum, bum. All right. We're up. We're recording episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
Full transparency. We are re-recording episode 2. Technical difficulties on the second one. We're new to podcasting. We're still figuring things out. Mistakes happen. So there's a little bit of delay here, but we're going to redo episode 2. To recap, episode 1 in our AI series is AI needs to have a central hub, your CRM, your marketing automation platform. AI fails, the rest of AI fails if you don't really have a solid backbone. You got to have an information hub and a brain that kind of can help power all of these cool agents. So that was episode 1. Make sure that your CRM and marketing automation platform has a lot of AI native agents built into it. Bolt-ons don't work as well as native integrations. Is that a good recap?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's good.
Episode 2, this episode, will be diving deeper into the AI employee, or like that kind of like a level of agent that's like, okay, now that I have a software platform, what does an AI employee do? We have an AI employee that answers our phones for us, can send out text messages. So, for example, the concept is, do you need a front desk receptionist? I think that kind of job is going away.
Mm-hmm. Unless you like work at a doctor's office or something.
Human to human interaction.
Yeah.
Phone calls, emails, some of that stuff, the chat bot on your website. If you give, maybe we should back up a little bit. AI agents are configured how? Do you know how they're configured, Lauren? How do you think you make an AI employee?
You use the software.
It's a great answer.
Yeah.
I love
mean, it's kind of, from my perspective, it's configured for you in the CRM. And then you have to go in and like prompt it and build it based on what you need and your brand. And
yeah, I think that's the deeper answer is you have to build it around a knowledge hub.
mm-hmm.
The knowledge hub is like training a real human. When we hire somebody here, what do? We onboard them. We give them an employee handbook. We tell them what the vacation policy is and what the payroll, how that works, and like things like that people who start here want to know. And then we train them on their job.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the logins and passwords, and here's how you do the pacing on a, advertise or whatever, or here's some of the tools and here's some of the clients. You just kind of talk to them. You kind of do the same thing nowadays when you're onboarding an AI employee. So you can use what I think Lauren was alluding to was marketplace AI agents. There's a marketplace now that you can just go and download and build a AI employee around somebody else's work. You're not having to reinvent the wheel anymore.
Even to the point where like you can like send calls out to people, have the AI call them. So it's kind of wild what's out there now.
Right. Some of our more B2C clients have tried that. We as an agency do not cold call.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't touched that third rail. But we do have an inbound AI agent. If you call us and you're not a Google rep who's trying to get immediately filtered.
You got an AI talking to
If you got an AI talking to an AI, we're like, get out of here. But we've talked about this in the past too, before I get too much further. So when you call RankFuse, a person that's not a real person answers the phone and says, thanks for calling RankFuse. How can I help you? We experimented with, do we declare
Who it
AI,
is.
who it is? Do we say, hey, this is not a human? Or do we let people maybe figure that out if they really start interacting with it? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it goes into how smart people are. Because if, like, right away that you're talking to an AI agent, then maybe introducing it as that is kind of like, whatever. But also, I think there's a certain level of a disclaimer that you should give to somebody, because I think we've had people call us and they think it's a legit person, and then they ask one thing, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I'm not actually talking to a real person. This is awkward. This isn't going to work for me. So it really depends. Like all things in marketing, it just depends.
Right. It does. And I think we have to go at the pace of the world around us so we can say, hey, we're AI ready. We're ready to go all in. But if people on the other end are not ready, then you have to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a good time to talk about what types of AI, what can an AI employee do from a communication standpoint. There's voice, there's texting, there's chat bots. There's probably some other ways I'm not thinking of right now. Like Facebook Messenger might be one of them, right? Like you can connect pretty much AI into all these different communication channels. If it's a written text format, if it's a chat bot in the bottom right hand corner of your website, let AI do that. I don't think a human's going to do too much better or worse. There's a goal, which is answer their question if you can. And if you can't answer their question, ask them if they want to set up a meeting or call them or something that would elevate that to a human meeting or something. So if it's not like overtly, is this a human or is this an AI? I think if then just do AI.
Yeah.
I think that's an easier barrier to entry. Voices are probably the thing that we're talking about the most. The voices are getting much better. It can sound like a real human,
which is deceptive.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in a bad way. It's just,
I think it's just one of those people are going to have to get used to it things.
Mm-hmm.
Is it deceptive today, November 21st? It sounds a little deceptive. 3 years from now, the word deception is like, no, why would that? No, I've been using AI for 3 years and I talk to AIs all the time. It's not deceptive.
Yeah. Well, and also like how different, like if you call somewhere, how different is it from just dealing with a phone tree, right? Because with a phone tree, like people know they're talking to something automated. You got to push the buttons, whatever. So like how different is that from an actual AI that's talking to you? In my mind, it's different, but it's also not, if that makes sense.
Oh, there's the immediate deception, the immediate elimination of it. Who am I talking to?
Mm-hmm.
Am I talking to a human or am I talking to a robot? If you hear press 1 for English, you know it's a computer.
Yeah.
If you just start talking to an AI agent and you start talking in English, if it's a multilingual AI agent, it can just vibe with you on whatever level you want to talk to it. You can probably do some level of like Spanglish, kind of thing where you're going to go back and forth. That would be the future, and humans can do that really well, but AI is still kind of getting used to that. The voice side is, the word is probably not deception, but just like comfortability. Once people are comfortable with it and they understand this is just the way the world is now. And the reason this sounds like a human is because the user experience is probably better than press 1, sound like a robot kind of voice stuff. Some older people may appreciate the harder line between human and AI because they're like old school or whatever. They're like, back in my day, people, that they might be a little more harder to persuade than a younger audience. So if you're a business owner and you're getting calls, maybe if you're a retirement community, AI is the last thing on your list.
Yeah.
You just need to pick up the phone and talk to people. But if you're, I don't know, a younger demographic, or if you're something a little more modern and people are like, oh, cool, you got AI technology? I like that. That's sweet. Then maybe you should jump into the AI voice world a little bit more. We've experimented in-house. And the cool thing about AI is I get a email right after every phone call that gives me a transcript. So I know immediately what the AI said, what the person said. I can skim it. I can read it in a tenth of the time than having to sit there and actually talk to the person or listen to a voicemail or anything else. I can just go, okay, this is what happened. Boom, got it. And if the call does get transferred to a human, I even get a longer transcript, and I can actually see as a manager, how are those calls going? Are they at the level that we need them to be at? There's some really cool things that AI can do on the back end from an analytics and managerial perspective that you're not going to be able to actually get. If you have a sales team and you walk down to the sales bullpen and you ask 5 people, hey, how are the phone calls going? They're all gonna be like, great,
Everything's
we're awesome.
going well.
Yeah. Unless they're not making their numbers, and then you have a different conversation maybe. But that is analytics and data that now you have, and you almost can, how like on reviews where like there's sentiment analysis, because like on Amazon it'll like consolidate like 1,000 reviews into like 4 bullets for you.
Mm-hmm.
AI can do the same thing with your phone system. So I think that is to try to keep this going on the voice side before I go into, because now I'm like, my mind goes into reviews. I'm like, oh, we could talk about reviews too. To keep this on the voice side, we experimented with declaring, hey, this is our AI is Aaron. Hey, this is Aaron. I'm an AI agent. How can I help you? And I've seen some transcripts, some emails come through. People are like, I don't want to talk to an AI. Like, so we flipped the switch back to, you know what? Let's just try to be as human as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, we've shortened it up. Like it was like one of those like early voice, you're too young for this, but back in my day, we had answering machines, and it was like,
I know about answering machines. Come on. I'm not that young.
Point being, your AI doesn't need to sound like that either. Like it can't be, or at least we experimented, and it was like, thank you for calling Ringfuse Digital Marketing.
Mm-hmm.
How can I help you today? It was like a Nina at the office, the Office movie. I don't think people like that either.
Yeah.
Answer the phone like a human answers the phone. Hey, what can I help? Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Or this is Kevin, or what? Thanks for calling, whatever. Just something quick, brief, boom, 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 because we've heard people try to talk over the AI, assuming that they're more of a human. The AI has to like think a second and like shut up, where maybe humans are a little faster to just stop talking and listen. But there's some fun things in there we're kind of learning, and shorter, quick, concise is probably the way to start a conversation. Anything else you want to bolt onto that, Lauren?
I don't think so.
Okay. Since I mentioned reviews, that was one of the things I forgot. AI employees can also auto-respond to reviews. What are your thoughts on the best way to code or have an AI employee or agent respond to reviews? What do you think?
Well, I think you have to train it to make sure you're responding to both positive and negative. Obviously, it's really easy to go in and have it say like, oh, thank you so much for your great review. We really appreciate it. We hope you continue to enjoy our services in the future. But actually training it to respond to something negative and almost make it so, in a sense, the response is not hanging on to the negativity, but really kind of turning it around and saying, this is what we can do to make it better. So you have to train it both ways.
Yeah. I think we've baby stepped into it a little bit to where we don't want AI to get involved in anything less than a 5-star review. Like that's kind of like, I think where a lot of comfort zone comes in is like, if somebody loves us, it's easy to go say thank you.
Yeah.
If somebody has a problem, if there's a customer service element involved in this response, let a human touch it. And there's just like that's like your easy win, I think. And a lot of companies don't get a ton of reviews. Like, we don't have a ton. B2B, the harder stuff, medical stuff, legal stuff, that's just not really probably a part of the game. But if you're a retailer, or if you're a restaurant,
yeah.
a gym, one of those places is like people are in and out of here every day. We got hundreds of people going through the door every day, and they're going to leave us a review if they have a positive experience, or we have one of those little like QR codes on the front desk. Hey, leave us a review. It's really easy to save your employees time and have the AI take over and say, use some version of their response. ChatGPT or whoever can go, oh, they loved the cauliflower. I don't know why I say cauliflower, but they like
First food that comes to mind.
I don't know. The Brussels sprouts were great, or whatever it was. So then they can use that and say, thank you for the review. Happy you love the Brussels sprout. They're gonna reflect in the mirror a little bit what they said back to them, and that's what a human would do anyway. So AI's that smart. AI can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to, and if you're getting 10 of those a day, you don't need to waste human time on that stuff. So that's really easy wins. And again, I don't think this is replacing anybody's job anytime soon. That's just a very small fraction of somebody's job that had to go in there and look at reviews and respond to reviews. And maybe it was the business owner who was like, I'll take that on. That's one more thing I got to put on my plate. Well, take that off your plate. There's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
And back to episode 1 for a second, have that CRM connection be native. Don't have a AI review, or don't have a third-party review platform that just does that. Have the AI employee integrated into your CRM and your marketing hub, and then can have one that's smart enough that connects your GPB, is that what we're calling them now instead of GMBs?
Yeah.
Your Google Business Profile listing, so it can monitor and see that. It can even tie it back to the list of contacts in your database and go, okay, so if I respond to this, or if I see this person left a review, we can also tag that customer in the database as someone who left a review.
Mm-hmm.
And so then if I want to send out a please leave us a review online email 6 months from now, I don't have to ping a person who's already left us a review. It makes our communication down the road smarter and better when everything is connected, and we're not just blast wide open. It's a more sophisticated approach. It's definitely the future.
Yeah.
It's hard work. It's not easy to set it up. Sometimes that is the job, I think, is like AI is going to replace me. You got to have a human manage all this and do it. It'll save the future person hours if you do it right the first time. Yeah. And so it's not always easy to say all these. It's easy to say these things. It's hard to go implement them. It takes a couple hours sometimes onboarding all this and setting it all up. But, one step backwards, 2 steps forwards. If it was easy, everybody would have already done it. That kind of mentality goes into some of this, but at some point you're going to pull the trigger. And the sooner you do, the more hours you're going to save down the road, the more cost effective it becomes.
Yeah. There's definitely like a testing period as you set up the automation and the workflows. And that can be like a really challenging thing if it gets complicated, or it can be really easy, but it does definitely save you time when it works.
And there's one of the hours of time that it takes is testing. One of the things someone, I think a human, is going to have to look at is, like I said, the transcripts on the phone calls or the chats or the reviews, and go, are we doing our best job possible? There's a process, there's a procedure, it's working, it's functionally where it needs to be, but how can we tweak it? How can we make it better? I'm one of those people who's always trying to think about how can I make this better? And I think that's going to be a part of the coding behind AIs. You do the same thing with your website. How do I boost my conversion rates? You do the same thing with ads. How can I make my keyword list better? How can I make my ad copy better? How can I make my landing pages better? Is the call to action the right call to action? Those types of marketing things that we do all day, every day are going to be AI things. Mm-hmm. How can I make, we just talked about the voice one, how can I make my voice sound better? My voice agent sound better? Are we ending calls properly? Are we listening all the way through? Are we making sure that they're satisfied? And then you can even make the decision, do I want to send a survey afterwards? We don't, because I think surveys kind of are one more annoyance.
Yeah, they're annoying.
Yeah. So you don't have to do a survey if you can just listen to the phone, or if you can have ChatGPT transcribe, put that into a database, and then ask it, hey, audit these 100 phone calls and tell me common themes. Goes back to that same Amazon product review
the
consolidation.
Yeah.
After I get the data in my database and I have it, it's in my CRM. Every contact has a transcribed voice or even a recording cooked into the CRM. I can listen to these one at a time. I can click the little play button, or I can be like, hey, ChatGPT or whatever, take all this data, run it through your little brain, and then tell me the 5 things. Give me 5 highlights. Give me 5 good things. Give me 5 bad things. However you want to prompt it. That's going to be the human jobs of the future. I don't have to be in every single conversation and do every single thing. I can do 5 people's job or 10 people's job now. So that's kind of the AI agent math as far as getting hiring or not hiring. And I think in the future it's going to be, it's not going to replace everybody's job, but the people who embrace it and know how to program it and manage it and make it better over time are the ones that are going to be very, very valuable.
Yeah. I also, that just talking about the Amazon thing, that consolidation review paragraph, whatever, I think that's pretty new. Like that was something that I've noticed recently. Maybe I just missed it, but kind of shows that even these bigger companies are still figuring it out and getting into the AI world.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the first time I kind of remember the first time I saw Amazon consolidate and AI reviews, like, half the people think that the sizes, or maybe it's not.
Yeah.
But like people like say the sizing is too small, you should probably order an extra large instead of a large or whatever. Like, oh, okay, cool. That's helpful. Thanks.
Yeah.
If 200 people are backing that claim up, then it means something to me.
Yeah.
If it's Nancy from Pittsburgh, then I'm like, I don't know, maybe Nancy's just
maybe she ordered the wrong
maybe
size.
she just needs some GLP-1s or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
It's economies of scale here. That's what we're doing. Do you want to talk about any other kind of AI agents or AI employee things? You are the content queen. So how are AI employees impacting content development in the marketing world?
Well, I think one thing, because the AI has to learn so much about who you are and your company, is making sure that you have as much information about your brand on your website as you can. So this is when we've started focusing on, like, we've been doing these like best digital marketing lists to appear in AI, but also making sure like even just your about page is optimized the way it should, because your AI agent is going to take that information and be able to talk to people more effectively. So kind of changes the game with content, because it means we have to, I think, focus more on brand than we have before. It's always kind of been like a non-branded organic traffic, and those things are still important, obviously, but there's definitely like a lot. What is that?
Don't be distracted, Lauren. Keep talking.
Yeah,
I'm playing with the
I'm like a dog. It's just like
squirrel.
Yeah.
You're talking more about like, is it AEO?
Yeah, but I was also
LLMs
thinking
like that.
Yeah, I was also thinking like when you like in Go High Level, you put in the prompt for your AI agent, you're kind of going through and talking about like, this is my brand, this is what we do. And I can't remember if we like actually put
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the knowledge hub. So when you're giving
when you're giving it its information. Yeah.
Yeah, so what are some of the ways AI agents, particularly the employee that we're building, what are some of the data sources that you can put into an AI knowledge hub? You can put in FAQs.
Mm-hmm.
You can just give it a whole.
Can't you just link? Like put a link.
You can put in like a whole list of links. You can put a whole website in there and be like, I want you to know every word on my website.
Yeah.
And then they become smarter than me because I'm like, oh yeah, there was a thing on my about page from 2013 that says I, won some award or something. Actually, I can't say it.
2015
2015
and beyond.
and beyond. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been around that long. But yeah, there's things when you're doing your AI agent and you're building it for voice chatting and other kind of like email communications. There is a knowledge hub, and you can say, hey, here's the knowledge that I need you to know. I need you to know my entire website. Here's an FAQ. Here's a couple of just very specific things like, hey, if they ask for Kevin, just give them to me. I'll take them. They can kind of pass that stuff. They can expedite things. Those are some of the back end things, and if anybody's interested, be happy to kind of like walk them through the details. But that's kind of how you build the knowledge hub. And I think you're right. I didn't think about this until just now, but when we're thinking about doing the about section for a company, I think of it as like, well, I want them to rank better in ChatGPT. When somebody types in best whatever company near me or in Kansas City, I'm writing that content for ChatGPT and for Perplexity and Claude and Gemini and Copilot. But you're thinking about it as I'm also writing that content for the AI employee that I'm building because that's part of their knowledge hub. And if I don't tell them these things, how are they going to know?
Right. Yeah.
I never thought of that until like just now. But that's
yeah, me neither. Kind of just occurred to me, and I was like, "That's really insightful."
Yeah, that is helpful, and it's good to think about that because that will make your AI's response better. If somebody calls you and says, "Hey, are you guys open on Saturdays?" and your website doesn't really tell people my hours or my location, or even something a little bit more like, "Hey, do you guys offer you guys have like yoga classes?" and you're like, "No, we're a Pilates studio." You kind of need to like
you have to define
some of that in your website, and then that will also help very easily. Just AI can read it and go, "Yep, they don't do hot yoga. It's only Pilates, whatever." So those are things that you need to write on your website for multiple reasons. I think where I was going to go with that, with my initial question, was how is content and AI employees affecting the way you calendar social media, write blog posts, and develop content? Is it doing everything? Is it doing some of the work? Is it doing none of the work? What are you doing? What's the day in the life of Lauren in your AI content world?
So much. Where do I begin? I'm trying to think.
Let's start with social media.
So you're asking like how
do you have AI? Do you give AI a skeleton outline of what you want, and then you ask it to schedule and write and prompt and put the emojis in, or you're just like, nah, I'm better?
I mean, I could do that. My pride is like, don't do it. But it's definitely available. I mean, it makes my job easier because all you have to do is go into the CRM and be like, this is what I want. Make the picture, make the caption, post it tomorrow. So it's all automated. But I think personally that takes away from some of the quality of the content, because maybe eventually as AI advances, it'll get better and better. But I think like social media, especially, there's such a human component to it with relating to your audience that I think it still needs a human touch. So you kind of have to do a mix and match a little bit. I don't know if that answers your question.
I think it does. If I hear what you're saying, AI can hand in basic work.
Mm-hmm.
They're a C student.
Yeah.
They're your your high school nephew's social media professional.
Yeah.
Like they're like, yeah, I can schedule some stuff out for you, and I can say Happy Thanksgiving on Thursday on Facebook for you, because that's what companies do. We post things, and you're like, okay, cool, yeah, it's great. If you want to be a high level operator and do really awesome social media work, AI is not there.
Yeah.
It may be there in the future, but it's not there now.
I keep thinking about like LinkedIn, especially. it's really hard, I think, to use AI on that social platform because people write so much like thought leadership pieces that go deep on research they've done and whatnot. And maybe they use AI to do that research or write that article or, help them brainstorm. But at the end of the day, they still have to present it as a human.
I think there's the functionality versus the actual quality is just two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Functionally, logistically, I can give my AI employee an RSS feed and say, every time I publish on my blog, I want you to send this article out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I want you to maybe rewrite the title, make it more engaging or clickbaity or whatever word you want to use. And it can do it.
Yeah.
Functionally, the technology is there. But there's still a piece that's not quite like there. Like the human piece is what's going to probably be the most important part, whether it's a factoid or just a little tidbit, or maybe it's you in a video, your face, whatever it is, that's going to make it really resonate.
Yeah.
So you can do C-level, just send out, some business owners think I'm just posting because I need to post. I need to have a heartbeat on my Facebook page. Otherwise people wonder if I'm still in business.
Yeah.
So if you just need AI for that and you're like, I just want to do a post every Wednesday. Okay. Yes, you have an option and you don't have to hire anybody to do that because AI is that good.
Yeah.
I want to be awesome on social media. I want people to engage with my copy and my content and write comments and share my content. And I want to be looked at as somebody who's like, I hate to say thought leadership, but that's the word I'm going to say.
It's overused.
It was fun 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to be the real deal. You're going to have to try to,
Yeah.
Mr. Beast ain't going to AI. He's still Mr. Beast for a reason.
That's what I'm kind of thinking of, like TikTok. People do these trends or these fun dances or whatever. And I'm like, AI isn't doing that. That's like actually a person doing that in their house.
Yep.
People like it.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So let's put social media to bed. Let's talk about website copy and content. What if I used an AI employee to write me 1,000-word blog post every day? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Consistency wise, it can be good. Quality wise, not so great. I think one thing, actually, I was working on some content today for a client, and the industry they're in, it's very, how should I say this? Specific in what they can write on their website. So
highly regulated copy.
Yeah, highly regulated. So when I use AI, I can write that copy. It's not a blog, it's a page, but kind of the same thing. I can use AI to write it, but it's going to give me, without much information on what the brand actually does or what the business actually does and their specific requirements, it's going to give you a more general overview of everything it finds on the internet, everything it scrapes. So if you're writing about a product that's highly regulated and it has to have, maybe this is giving away what it is, but it has to have like very technical, legal, terminology or whatever, that AI may not be as effective. So I think it depends on what you're writing about. But I do think, again, my pride's always like, it needs a human.
Well, to your point, if it's healthcare, medical, legal related copy, it generally has to pass through legal counsel's approval. Sometimes you literally have to hand in your copy to a lawyer and say, okay, maybe I used AI, maybe I used my own brain, combination of the two to help write this the best that I can. But it turns out if you use a aggregate knowledge hub that is quote unquote the internet, like everything out there, right? There's a lot of stuff on the internet that's wrong, and AI gets it wrong. You can't copy and paste that.
Yeah.
You need to pass it to a lawyer who actually does know what they're talking about sometimes. So in the highly regulated industries, obviously you're not going to be able to just use AI to write. You're going to have to really put some human eyeballs on everything before it goes live and publish it. I think that's kind of forever and always. The AI is going to help maybe some of those writers get off the page, give them some structure, give them some outline, give them some topic ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to write for them.
Yeah.
What if I'm a Pilates studio and I'm not highly regulated? I guess Pilates isn't regulated, right?
I don't think
you can be like sued for saying something wrong.
Yeah.
You should maybe not stick your head behind or your foot behind your head and get it stuck or whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean, good for you if you can.
People are that flexible.
If you're that flexible, that's on you. But if you wanted to talk about something that wasn't highly regulated and you were just like, hey, Claude, our WordPress agent, kind of going through everything. Have we tried that? Have we tested it? Does it work? What are the SEO implications?
I think it can work. I think you have to, it really comes down to your prompt too. Especially on the SEO side, because it can write you a piece of content, but is it optimized the way you need it to be with keywords and that sort of thing?
Going back to the AI is not replacing you.
Yeah.
You're just having to do your job differently. You're having to be more of a prompt engineer sometimes than an actual writer.
Yeah.
It's interesting times for sure. I would say, because I wanted to get your thoughts. We have tested it. We've launched entire websites that have been 100% AI built, generated, written, and we let them sit out there and we just let them cook. I might throw 50, 100 backlinks at them just so they kind of look like a real entity, and they're kind of like a fake whatever. But the copy's high level, high as AI can get. The prompt is good. The titles are I mean, it's good copy. There is competition against it, and it doesn't seem to rank by itself. It's kind of an SEO algorithm here, but just writing good content with AI does not seem to be enough. Content is not king by itself. I think the idea is it has to have engagement and it has to have clicks and shares, and you should promote it on social media, and Google Analytics should have some traffic in there with it, and it might even need to be future proof from a media standpoint. Is just the written word enough? Because now that the benchmark is, well, I have to just write at or above the level of Claude. It's a pretty high bar. It's a lot higher bar than it used to be. You could kind of tell if China wrote copy back in the day. Now I'm assuming everybody in China can just ask prompt ChatGPT or something, and it's going to sound like somebody who's college level writer has written that copy, even though they're just copying and pasting it from a foreign country. They could not write that level on their best day. They're just not going to be able to do that. Now AI has it. So now you think about all the people in the stands and I don't know, China. I don't know why I keep going back to China, but there's like countries out there that are just like notorious for like, let's throw up some crap on the internet and see if we can't scam people and get some clicks and make a buck, or just the SEO spammers that are out there. That is a world of copy and content that we have to overcome and be better than that. So how do you be better than that? You start leveling up by putting in better imagery, stats, statistics, charts, embed that YouTube video. Now your blog is not just 1,000 words anymore. Now it's a intricate level of media that's a little bit of copy, a little bit of text. Let's put some images in. Let's put some video in. Let's make this thing scroll so people actually want to go to the next section and read it. AI is not there.
Yeah. Even if you ask Claude to make a chart, there's always some sort of error or design element that's just like not right.
Yeah. It's cool though, because now we're starting to think about data and charts differently. Some people are really good with making awesome charts in Canva and downloading those into a JPEG format. So I'm going to upload this image of a chart, but there's no way that AI or Googlebot can see the actual raw data, right? It's a picture of data. It's not data.
Yeah.
So then we start thinking about, what can AI do better? It can convert that chart into JavaScript and HTML. And now we have to start thinking about that. Are we building interactive charts with hover effects that the AIs, the LLMs, and Googlebot can scrape and dissect? And now, if somebody Googles what's the 5-year trend on
gas prices,
agencies using AI content, if you have a chart on something, and if it's just an image, it's the JPEG file, it's the alt text, it's not a whole lot of optimization around there. You can't really you can't cook a whole lot of SEO into an image. But if you convert that image into an interactive element that looks good on mobile and desktop, and it's indexable, now you got something that 5 years ago, most people were just happy with a JPEG. But now I've given this JPEG, maybe I made the JPEG first and then I gave it to Claude or ChatGPT and said, convert this into an HTML code, write all the CSS and JavaScript inline, and now I can cook that into my blog post, and now I just leveled up.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But now is your job title prompt master, content writer, or developer? Because now you're playing with CSS and JavaScript.
Kind of a mix.
It's kind of a mix.
Yeah.
It's kind of exciting times though, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I get excited, is when my job is 4 or 5 jobs. It's way more interesting than just being a writer. Now I'm a writer, a prompt master. I'm converting data into interactive HTML elements, and I'm all the better for it. I have now I have 5 skills, not 1 skill, and AI helped me get there a lot faster. I don't want to have to learn JavaScript.
Yeah,
but I know how to copy and paste JavaScript.
I know how to put it in Elementor.
That's all you need. It's all you need. I mean, honestly, it's all you need.
But that like goes back to like what we've talked about being like a more well-rounded marketer. I think in this day and age with AI, it's going to serve you better to know a lot more elements in marketing than just what your specialization is. And maybe that's unfortunate for people who just want to sit and write content all day. But at the end of the day, if you want to like level up, then you have to branch out a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's exhaustive. I
don't even know how long we've been recording.
About 45 minutes. So we're going to put a bow on this. AI employee needs to be tied into your CRM. If your AI employee can talk to your contacts, even as something as simple as like when somebody calls you and you already know their number and you know it's Lauren on the other end of who's calling you, it's so much nicer than having press 1 for English and all that every single time. AI agents can pick up the phone and go, "Hey, Lauren, how's it going?
Yeah.
Thanks for calling. What can I help you with today?"
Yeah.
And they're going to be like shocked. They're going to be like, "Wow.
It knows me.
It knows me." And if it doesn't know who it is, if it's a brand new number that came in for the first time, it's just going to give you the generic, how would you answer the phone versus with somebody you know versus somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, my phone's going here. There's Google right now.
Classic.
Calling me.
Classic Google.
Another Google rep. So AI voice needs to be integrated with your CRM. AI chat, voice, and email, and all the things that you use as communication tools should also be in your CRM. And they should all be one AI agent has one knowledge hub. The knowledge hub for your chatbot is the same knowledge hub for your voice. It's the same knowledge hub for your SMS text messaging. If somebody texts you and goes, hey, can you send me directions to your location? AI's got you. It'll send them the Google Maps link right to them. It's like, here you go, click this link, boom, it pulls it up. There's so many things that AI can just do, and you don't want to write 3 different knowledge hubs. One knowledge hub, one AI agent, one set of tools makes your life so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to use Zapier and third-party tools to do one thing. Have one platform do all the things. That's my constant drumbeat. Don't have it write content and just use your RSS feed or something like that. Enhance it. Same thing with social media. Don't have it write your social media posts. If you care about social media, there's a higher level. Mm-hmm. If you just like, I just want to write a wacky Wednesday post. Okay. It can probably do that.
If you're an influencer that actually wants to connect with people, then you can't use AI.
Yeah. Use it as a tool, not as a solution. AI employees can help you, alert you, like, hey, somebody left a comment or somebody's asking for help or something like that. So your AI employee can help expedite things, workflow things, but it shouldn't be the publisher on everything. Sometimes you got to like maybe have it work through a workflow and then prompt you and say, hey, I did the work that you asked me to do. And then you're the final approver. You're like the manager, basically.
Yeah.
It's your employee. Managers still have to manage employees.
Yeah.
Managers still have to manage AI agents. And if it's great and it does good work, pat yourself on the back because you coded yourself a nice agent that does what you wanted with a nice, solid knowledge hub. And if it doesn't do what you say, the bad thing about being that manager is you're like, shit, I didn't train it well enough.
Yeah.
That's on me. I need to go back in and rewrite some instructions or give it better knowledge than it has. So it's immediate feedback on how good of a manager you are, kind of. All right. What's our teaser for our next podcast? So this will be episode 3 in our I think our 5-part series of AI. CRM is 1, AI agent and employees 2, and then we're going to get into creative next time. Creative AI. Can you use AI for creative? What are the pros? What are the cons? What have we tested? What have we not tested? Especially with video. What's the difference between all the different tools out there? Let's talk about Midjourney, Nano Banana, one of my favorite names.
Banana.
So we'll get into that next time. Stay tuned. We'll put that one out when it's ready. But thanks, Lauren.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right. See you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.